right? Because God, obviously, he cannot be a biological son, because God did not marry to a human being, nor God has a wife. So then we need to look into how the Son of God are referred as someone who are representative of God. Right? So if someone is become representative, you can say, okay, he is a representative of God, Son of God in that sense, but he is not like a begotten Son of God, meaning he's come out, God, you know, comes into creation and then formed this baby. No, that's not the case for Jesus Christ, because God clearly tells that, and it's a common logic, simple logic that we see. How can God have a wife, a son, when he has no wife? So in that sense, if you follow the Son of God means representative of God, as opposed to the begotten Son of God, then we have no issue. It's just how you term that person, but your belief is still he's a messenger of God. What do you think the message of Jesus Christ when he came to this earth?
Love everybody.
Huh?
Love everybody.
Love everybody. And what else?
Love your neighbor.
Okay. And what was the first commandment he given?
Love the Lord your God.
Okay. So the love, when he mentioned love the Lord of the God, did he refer to himself or someone else?
He is God and his father is God.
So he was referring to the Father, right?
Mm.
So he was not referring to himself, right?
Well, because he is also God.
So when he said, are you saying he said himself he is a God?
Yes.
Where did he say he is God?
In the Bible.
Do you know any passage that where he said I am God?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm telling you, sister, I'm on camera, people can see. Nowhere in the Bible he said he's God. Nowhere. This is something has been preached to the Christian. Jesus Christ never told people to worship, never told people that I'm God, nor he told people worship me. This is clear cut. And this is where we Muslim, we share the true message of Jesus Christ that has been concocted, this has been polluted, this has been, people has preached the wrong message about Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ said, I cannot do myself, he cannot do anything by himself. He needs the power of the Father, right? So that means he has a reliance on someone. He is dependent. Like a common sense, right? If someone eat food, is already dependent on food. Without food, the person cannot survive. Jesus used to eat food. His mother used to eat food. God doesn't need to eat food. Very simple. God makes it so simple. Allah makes it very simple. That you should worship fully independent authority, which is Allah. And when you worshiping a dependent authority, how can you ask someone who is already dependent on someone else? Now imagine if I ask you, give me oxygen, but you actually rely oxygen from someone else. How can you help me? So when we are relying on Jesus Christ for our life and death and our provision, our day of judgment, what will happen, everything, Jesus Christ says, I don't even know what will happen, when that day of judgment will happen, right? If he is God, he would know everything. God would know everything. So how come Jesus Christ was denying that he doesn't know? Because it shows that he is not God. A God would know everything. And he is dependent on God, right? I mean Allah. So in that essence, we say the perfect description suited for Jesus Christ is messenger of God. And the messenger of God always come with miracles, yeah, or the proofs and evidence that they are from God. And one of the evidence, many out of many evidence, one of the evidence was he was healing the leper, curing the blind, giving life to the dead by the permission of God. And this is mentioned in the Quran as well. And Allah constantly mentioned bi-iznillah, bi-iznillah. Every time he does any any miraculous activities, and then he say this is the will of Allah. So meaning when he was doing all those events, he's not taking credits by saying, look, I am healing those, I'm giving life. No, he was actually saying this is happening by the will and the grace of Allah. Yes. So now Jesus Christ is saying he has a God and God of everyone. Now if we worship Jesus Christ instead of the God of Jesus, then we are actually worshiping the wrong entity. That is why we Muslim, we share the message of truth about Jesus Christ, where Jesus Christ told people to worship Allah. He is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. So are you,
I have to go now.
so
I have to go now.
okay, would you like to take a copy of the Quran?
No, I'm alright.
All right, look after yourself. Make dua for her, inshallah. She has some understanding of Son of God, and I hope she takes some message from here and reflect on the message that, you know, the simple understanding is that Jesus Christ, he is someone who eat food, who is dependent on Allah, who is not independent, right? So this is the main message we need to get across to the Christians, because how can you worship someone who is already dependent on someone? Now, if you need oxygen, you ask to someone oxygen, but if that person is already getting oxygen from someone else, so how can you be dependent on that person, right? This is very simple logic. So as a Muslim, we come here to share the message of Islam, to bring back people to the true oneness, the true worship of Allah. Because look, the time is passing by, we all heading towards our death, right? And then Allah will ask you, why don't you use your intellect? You know, it's a common sense, yeah, common sense to know that who is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, right? And you know that Jesus Christ, who was eating food, who was fully dependent, he doesn't know the hour, yet people make him God. Subhanallah. What can we say? So we need to reflect on the message of Jesus Christ, how he behaved, what was his message. Look into, from those who are Christian listening, look into all aspect of it. Look at the Islamic account of Jesus Christ and then compare it and come to a conclusion. Use your rational mind to see which message make more sense. Do we have the preserved message? Can I trust Quran? So you need to look into all those questions. And once you come to the question, it will not be a surprise. Inshallah, you will embrace Islam. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.